The final frontier, why 95% of our ocean is unexplored. 1. Introduction. We've mapped the surface of Mars in exquisite detail. We've sent probes beyond our solar system. We've stood on the moon. Yet, here on our own planet lies a frontier more mysterious and hostile than any in space, the deep sea. It makes up 95% of Earth's living space, and yet, shockingly, over 80% of it remains unmapped, unobserved, and unexplored. So, the question isn't just what's down there, but more fundamentally, why haven't we gone there yet? 2. The first and greatest challenge, pressure. The primary reason is a force so immense it's almost unimaginable, pressure. For every 10 meters you descend into the ocean, the pressure increases by 1 atmosphere. That means, at 100 meters, the pressure is 10 times greater than on the surface. At the average ocean depth of 3,800 meters, it's 380 times greater. And at the deepest point, the Challenger Deep, it's an incredible 1,100 times surface pressure. Building a vehicle that can withstand this, while keeping its human occupants safe, is a monumental engineering challenge. A single structural failure would mean instant and catastrophic implosion. The materials, design, and testing required make these vehicles incredibly complex and expensive to build. 3. Perpetual darkness and the cold. Below 1,000 meters, there is no sunlight. This is the aphotic zone, a world of perpetual darkness. Without light, there is no photosynthesis, which forms the base of the food web on land and in the upper ocean. This means the deep sea is essentially a food desert, reliant on a sparse marine snow of organic debris falling from above. Coupled with the darkness is the intense cold. This environment is incredibly challenging for both humans and machinery. Equipment must be specially designed to operate reliably for long periods in near-freezing temperatures. 4. The big problem: scale and accessibility. We often forget the sheer scale of the deep ocean. The total volume of the ocean is over 1.3 billion cubic kilometers. To put that in perspective, if you could drain the ocean, the average depth of the resulting canyon would be deeper than the Grand Canyon. Exploring this isn't like exploring a forest. You can't just drive there. Every single expedition is a monumental effort. Reaching the deepest points requires a multi-hour descent, leaving only a few precious hours for exploration before the multi-hour ascent back to the surface. The window for actual science is very small. 5. The cost of exploration. This all leads to the final, critical barrier: cost. A single day of operation for a major research vessel can cost $40,000 to $80,000. That's before you factor in the multi-million-dollar price tag of the submersibles and ROVs, remotely operated vehicles themselves. Funding for basic scientific research, especially for fields without immediate commercial return, is highly competitive and often limited. Sending a rover to Mars captures the public's imagination and can secure large government grants. A mission to the abyssal plane, despite being equally scientifically valuable, often struggles for the same level of funding. 6. But we are exploring the tools of the deep. Satellites. Mapping sea surface height to infer seafloor topography, gravimetry. Sonar/ship-based mapping, showing ships sailing back and forth in a grid pattern. ROVs and AUVs. Spectacular footage of these robots collecting samples, filming creatures, and working at hydrothermal vents. Manned submersibles. The iconic footage of James Cameron's deep-sea Challenger dive. So, are we making progress? Absolutely. We're not in the dark ages. We use incredible technology. Sonar mapping from ships is slowly charting the seafloor, though at current rates, it would take centuries to complete. ROVs, tethered robots, allow us to explore without direct human risk. UVs, autonomous underwater vehicles, can roam freely, collecting vast amounts of data. And brave pilots in manned submersibles continue to make historic dives. Every expedition returns with discoveries, new species, unique geological formations, and insights into how life can thrive in the most extreme conditions. 7. Conclusion: why it matters. So, why does exploring this hostile, expensive frontier matter? The answers are profound. Medical advances. Extreme organisms produce unique biochemical compounds. Enzymes from deep-sea thermophiles, for instance, are critical for PCR tests, a foundation of modern medicine and biology. Climate understanding. The deep ocean is the largest carbon sink on the planet. Understanding its processes is vital for predicting and mitigating climate change. Origin of life. Hydrothermal vents may hold clues to how life began on Earth and possibly elsewhere in the universe. Biodiversity. We are discovering the vast majority of life on Earth, which we have a fundamental responsibility to understand and protect. We haven't explored the deep sea yet because it is the most challenging environment on Earth. It fights us with crushing pressure, absolute darkness, freezing cold, and staggering scale. But we are persevering. We are building better robots, better maps, and better submarines. Exploring the deep ocean isn't about curiosity alone. It's about completing the map of our own home. It's about understanding the system that regulates our climate, provides us with food, and may hold the keys to our future. The question is no longer if we will explore it, but how soon we can unlock its secrets.